it's such a small amount when you look at the end of it, like what you could have saved your clients.
Absolutely.
And I'm always like, why wouldn't somebody throw this on? You can throw it on the day you take the listing and it's active. You can throw it on the day it gets into escrow. You could throw it on the month prior to it being listed. It's just good for that 6 months. So that's something to keep in mind. But right now I feel like things are moving quicker than the 6 months.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's something to definitely consider.
So I think that so far it's been pretty successful. The first 2 episodes that we released have tons of views, so I'm super excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm
be great.
So Bobbi decided she wanted to kind of just go into this like in the dark. So I'm just gonna give you guys a topic. Honestly, you don't know what we're gonna talk about right now, do you?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I mean,
Unscripted.
this is,
I was just saying, telling Cassie, I'm not going to throw you a curveball. You're going to be pros at this, and this is obviously about the real estate business. But
Okay.
I don't know what the name of this episode's going to be, but it could be Home Warranty 101. It could be a few different things. So here's your topic.
Okay.
Preparing your house for sale and how home warranties can help.
I love this.
Yes, I knew that you would. So,
Okay.
so Stacie, how do we prepare your house for sale? How much time is it going to take? How much, let's talk about decluttering and this and that. And if you have some appliances that are good, bad, or can you buy a home warranty before or after during the process of selling your homes? That's our topic.
Okay, let's go.
So preparing your house for sale.
Well, obviously every home's different. Some you walk in, you're like, wow, this is fantastic. You're making my job very easy. And then there are those others where like, yes, it's a challenge. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think it's about getting in there. And one, I'm a huge advocate for a home inspection and a pest inspection up front, pre-listing. That gives us basically a roadmap of what a buyer is going to probably ask you to fix or credit. So if we can jump on it, we look at it, get ahead of the game, get some of the major things fixed. Big health and safety person. I mean, that's from a kind of walls in, perspective. But also once you're in, it's like, we've all been in that home where it's like every piece of wall has a picture or a piece of furniture, or
if they've been in for 30 years.
Yes. And, and they're so proud of their families, and you have all these beautiful family photos, and we're putting ourselves now in the eyes of like the buyer, the position of the buyer. You walk in and you automatically think, oh, what a lovely family. This is a nice family home.
Yep.
You don't put yourself in, oh, this is so you want that buyer in the state like, oh, my desk could go here. Oh, my Christmas tree. That's like the tall tale. You find out where, they're talking about where the Christmas tree, you've already sold the house. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to do that when you're walking into somebody else's life. I always say you walk into a room, anything that catches your eye on a dresser, just clutter, like put it in a box, put it away. Garages are okay to store stuff if you need to.
It's better to have a cluttered garage than a cluttered
house.
Yeah.
And these are the expectations. And yes, sometimes these conversations hurt. And sometimes it's about like, hey, can we bring our stager in? Like this is their trained eye. Like they have the furniture that will complete this. Or, sometimes it's about removing furniture, and that is a hard conversation, and you've got to be very careful, delicate, because it could be this person's prized possession. And is it worth really jeopardizing that relationship, offending them, having, well, this realtor doesn't love my home. So it's a fine dance. You're walking, but it's also comes from the place of wanting, their best interest. So, again, home inspections, staging is huge. Landscape, you never get a second chance for a first
impression. Landscaping.
Like when they drive up, if the home is, dead weeds and, just peeling paint and dirty windows and, you know, people kind of, and then when you walk in, you're already looking like, what else is wrong? What else is, you're in that mentality. Whereas
feel like it hasn't been cared for.
Yeah, you drive up to a home. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. It could be older, but they've taken great care. You can say, wow, I can tell these people take great care of their home. You don't walk in thinking like you're looking for something else. You're just taking it in like, oh, these people really do. You know, like it just puts them in a different mindset.
So timeframes though. Okay. So if somebody is coming to you and they want to sell, how do you establish a timeline with somebody? Because I mean, it also depends on how quickly or how slowly they want to get out. But are you giving them an evaluation and making a plan with them, or what does that process look like?
Oh, totally. You sit down, you find out why are they selling? Where are they going? What is their timeline? And then that kind of gives you your roadmap for, okay, well, they say they want to be gone by springtime. It's, you know, November. We've got time. Like here, these are the list of things I think we really need to tackle. And sometimes, you know, sellers can come up with these ideas that like, oh, I want to paper the inside of the cupboards. I think that'll help. You know, it's like, your time is better spent maybe getting the living room painted from maroon to white. Like, you know, like and so it's our job to guide them what will help their home sell. And some sellers have a lot of resources and can do everything. And some are like, hey, money's tight. And we have ways to, if home needs to be staged, we can front that cost and try to work it in when the home sells. I mean, there's always a solution for something. So it's all case by case. But yes, to answer your question, you do get a timeline. You do. And if it's like, hey, my husband just took a job transfer, we have got to be out of here by next week. It's like, okay, what are the major things we can do? And luckily being in the business, having the relationships that we do as agents, I can call my home inspector and be like, I know it's a Sunday, but please get out here, do a home inspection. You know, he'll do it for me.
Move quick.
So yeah, exactly. And so you do what you can in that time. If you've got a lot of time, a lot of resources, hey, you're good. Like get as much as we can done. So
Okay. And then Cass, second part of that question.
Yep.
That was a good one. I will give it to you. That was
I like it.
That's all I do.
Bravo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay, James. Okay, so as far as home warranties when the house is being listed, I think the first question you should probably always ask is, do you currently have a home warranty on your house? Because if they do, there's no sense in doing seller's coverage. It'll just keep them going until escrow closes and then they can transfer and all of that. If they don't, I call it my hidden gem because a lot of people don't utilize it, but they should. Seller's coverage for a house is anywhere, if it's a condo, it's $1.33 a day to $1.45 a day for a single family. You don't pay the cost until close of escrow, and it will go for 180 days. So a full 6 months of coverage, and it's going to cover all those main systems and appliances, your water heater, your furnace, your air conditioning, you know, your garbage disposal, the things that we say like to start crying when the homeowner's moving because they're sad that they're leaving. And so that's going to help offset the cost because if you have that in place and then all of a sudden your heating system tanks and you're 2 weeks out from closing, you can call into the home warranty and say, hey, my house is on the market. I have seller's coverage. My furnace just tanked. How can we get this process going? I mean, I've seen it where people call me and they're like, oh my gosh, we're 2 days away from closing. We need authorization. Can you push it through? And I've had it done in 15 minutes and someone was out the next day to install it and everything was good as new. So utilizing who you're working with, calling them, like you said, your home inspector, like you know they're going to come through for you. But adding that coverage, because think about it, we changed the date, right? So if it's only on the market for 30 days, that's $1.33 times 30. So it's...
But to be clear, it's not pre-existing, right? It's like my dishwasher hasn't been working for a month. Or 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a home warranty. Like that's not covered, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but do they test it before you buy the warranty?
Well, and that's
where
and
do
that's
you...
the thing. And think about it. Some people might not use, and it's a perfect example, right? With like the holidays and everything coming up. Not everybody uses their oven every single day. There are homeowners that go months without using their oven, so they technically wouldn't know if it wasn't working prior or not. So it's not like we're going to question that right away. It's like, let me put seller's coverage on for you. Let's see what's going on. They go to use the oven and they're like, it's not working. We're not going to question it. It's seller's coverage. So that's where it gets different between sellers and buyer's coverage, where buyer's coverage, we're really going to be like, when did this close? Was it listed on the home inspection? Was this pre-existing? Whereas seller's coverage, it's like, look, we're just helping you sell the house. We want new buyers coming in, hopefully writing in Fidelity Home Warranty, and then, you know, like giving them that coverage. But I mean, I've seen it where we replaced the water heater like before it closed and everything. So it's such a small amount when you look at the end of it, like what you could have saved your clients.
Absolutely.
And I'm always like, why wouldn't somebody throw this on? You can throw it on the day you take the listing and it's active. You can throw it on the day it gets into escrow. You could throw it on the month prior to it being listed. It's just good for that 6 months. So that's something to keep in mind. But right now I feel like things are moving quicker than the 6 months.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's something to definitely consider because
So earlier you said something about transfer. So if the home has an existing home warranty,
Yeah.
so talk to everybody about transferring.
So transferring. So if you have a current home warranty and you're selling your house and you're like, okay, we want to provide a new home warranty for the buyers, we can prorate their account, meaning let's say they have, 4 months left on their account, there's $300 left. We can take that $300 and transfer it to a new full year for the buyers and discount the amount that the seller has to pay essentially.
Right.
Because they already have it towards that. And then that way there's no lapse in coverage because it's like they had it all the way till close of escrow and now the new buyer comes in and they have it. So it's very seamless. It just goes through. There's also, and that gives them the full year, the buyer add-on. There's also options. I've had it before where someone just recently renewed like a month ago and they have 11 months left still. So they just transfer the name. That's it.
Oh.
They don't do payment or anything. They just transfer the name and then that contract picks up for the 11 months that's left.
Stays with the house.
Stays with the
Yes,
house.
stays
I've
per
seen,
house.
like down south when I was driving around looking
Yep.
at open houses and stuff, there's signs on the listings
Say
that
that.
say like listed with a home warranty or like, and think about that for the consumer. That's like, it seems great.
Well, and I say that too when you're up against other listing agents and you're like, and buyers may ask you or sellers, how are you different than, who came in and gave me a spiel or speech? And you're kind of like, okay, well, I could add on this extra coverage for you and gives you peace of mind. So something goes wrong during escrow and something happens, you're covered for that. And I think that's a great selling point in itself. It's kind of like, well, I'm bringing this value to you and I'm going to save you some money.
Yeah.
I always
And
say if
this
you
is
need
good
that.
for the consumer who's listening too,
Yeah.
to know that they can ask for it.
Well, home warranties are so important. I am such an advocate for them because, when you're working with buyers, I always write them in. And I mean, I've even paid for a few myself when it's been a super competitive situation. And, I'm like, hey, I'll cover the cost of the home warranty. And they're just important to set your buyer up. And then you have to educate them as well that it's for the first year. It's on you. I mean, you'll get notification that it's coming due, but and for people that maybe don't have tradesmen in the family or, a water heater goes out, it's a couple $1,000. Yes. And if you have this home warranty, it's a quick little, easy $25, $50. I don't know what the charge is, but it's a little charge. They come out, they take care of it. So it's important.
I was just about to say that. So when I think warranty, my brain goes insurance.
Yep.
Then I think deductibles.
Yep.
So what is that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, so technically home warranty is regulated by the Department of Insurance, right? But it's not, we don't label it as like an insurance product, but I mean, it's there. So we have a trade call fee. It's $100 and that covers the diagnosis and the technician's time to come out. It's usually a one-time fee that you pay. So like your water heater's out, you pay the $100, they come out, diagnose, they either order a part or they replace the whole unit and that is your cost. The only time I've really seen it go a little bit over where they have to pay a little bit out of pocket is if it's a water heater or an HVAC system that needs modifications. So meaning the house wasn't up to code. It was built in 1985 and now state of California requires you pull permits and code upgrade for things that were built after a certain year. So there may be, or like, for example, my house, when we bought it, the HVAC that was in there wasn't actually the size it should have been for the house. So they were like, okay, well, now we have to replace the whole thing and upgrade you to a different unit. So that's when you're going to see a little bit of out-of-pocket costs. Like, do you have to upgrade it to be up to code? Or do you have to make modifications, make the space bigger to install a newer unit in there? Obviously, with our top of the line plans, which you guys do really great coverage with your guys' plans, we cover out-of-pocket costs too, and that very top of the line one. So, I mean, sometimes there'll be a couple $100 out of pocket somebody might have to pay on top of the trade call fee, depending on what is going on with the unit and all of that.
And really quick, just before we switch gears,
Yeah.
I ran into a situation where home inspection made a notation about the heater that there was something not right with it. They recommended, further evaluation. first inclination, if you're not up to par with people, oh, we'll just write a home warranty. It'll be covered if something happens with it. I dug deeper and found out, and you can correct me if this is not good information, but home warranty, can actually decline coverage if there is something notated that it may not be in working order, or there's like an issue with it. So they told me I had to get a licensed HVAC company to come out and diagnose it, and then they would determine if it would be covered or not. So you have to be very careful as an agent, because the kind of the rhetoric is, oh, a home warranty, we'll just write a home warranty, and the air conditioner's old, the heater's old, just get a home warranty, it'll cover it. There are certain, that's what I found
nailed
out.
it, yeah.
And you can elaborate obviously more on that, but I think people need to be aware in the industry, like especially agents that haven't dealt a lot with home warranties, and it's not something that you face every day, but you've got to be careful, because some things you tell your client, oh no, it's notated, the heater's going out, it's got some issues, but we'll just get a home warranty, it's fine.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I'm trying to change the mindset on home warranties and trying to educate, right? So everybody is aware and the expectations are set. So when you see that on a home inspection report, sometimes it'll say at near end of life or recommend HVAC contractor come out. Home inspectors are doing that obviously for liability purposes too, because they're not licensed in that specific trade to know if there's a cracked heat exchange or a carbon monoxide leak or anything like that. So they're doing that. Where we're really going to question it is if the homeowner calls like shortly after escrow closes, like 2-3 days after, because the home warranty has to look at, could this failure have occurred within the time it closed escrow to when they're using it for the first time? Chances are they go to turn it on the day after it closes and the furnace is not working. We have to look at, our technicians can date it, right? They can go and look and say like, okay, for a water heater, is there rust stains or is there signs of a leak? And they can date it and say like, it looks like it's been like this for a little while. And so we have to look at it that way. If you see that on a home inspection report, I always recommend getting the licensed contractor to come out and just give you a 1-page documentation that they came out to look at it, serviced it, and that it's functioning properly time of service, because that will override anything else. And then you have that to fall back on.
Exactly what we did.
And it's a bummer because, homeowners are already paying all these costs and they don't want to have to come in and now pay an additional fee to have somebody come in and inspect it. But to have them covered. And I think that's great, because I do get people a lot that will be like, oh, I've heard it. Just throw the home warranty on. It'll cover everything. And I'm like, we do have some liabilities.
Well, also on the buy
limitations.
side too, the buy side.
Exactly.
You want to make sure your buyer's protected and not close the escrow. You can do this during your due diligence, your contingency period. This is all what that is for. So.
Right. And you want to be the hero. You want to save the day for these people, but you're relying on us to also accurately explain.
Yeah, when I have to ask for the home inspection report, I literally cringe and I'm like, okay, I have to scroll. I'm like, okay, page 4 for heating. What does it say? What does it say? And it's hard too, because how many agents do I work with, right? From Santa Barbara to Paso Robles, you're the thousands of agents, right? So I'm like really trying to put out social media, just sitting down with people and explaining it, because I'm not here I want to be an advocate. I'm not trying to I make a sale, but I also have to service the property too. And I want everybody to understand what's going on. I don't want you to be like, oh yeah, we're just going to give her the order and then that's it. It's like, no, I want you to understand,
educated
your clients to understand. And that's why I always say too, if you give me contact information, I can reach out to them and send them a detailed email, give them a call, explanation. Because as we talked about before, we get confused with homeowners insurance or HOAs. And so there's so many papers that are going through escrow. They don't realize what they actually have. So I think that's important. And kind of to James' point too, deductible wise for insurance, no deductibles. We have max aggregates is what we call them. So in our brochure under every section, so plumbing, electrical, it'll say max aggregate of per claim, what we pay towards that appliance or system. But it's case by case as well. Sometimes we'll go over that aggregate depending on like we talked about, the size of the unit or what's really going on. So just because it says that doesn't mean that we won't pay more than that. And I think that's something important that people need to realize is it's a case by case situation. Depends on what our technician finds when they go out and they do everything.
Yeah. It sounds like it's really important to have a relationship with you. in that for them to like actually, because it does, it makes a difference, you know, for you to be able to go to bat for these people too, to the people that you need to, and kind of fight for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's never a time where there's absolutely nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be able to do something, whether that's something small or something big. And it goes a long way with the homeowners too. Cause it's like, even if it's just a waiving of the trade call fee and refunding it back to them, they feel heard and they feel like, okay, like she has my back. And then it makes you look good as well as the agent. Cause it's like, well, she referred me to her.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. I just want to keep that going.
So I want to get another part in before we end the episode. So Bobbi, will you talk about this a little bit? So Stacie said something about a cluttered house, right? So preparing your house for sale. Let's talk about the opposite. Your house is empty. So what are some suggestions from you? You know, being in the business for a while, like, is an empty house a better house, or do you do staging, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, the more empty it is, the more confused people are with where to put what and, you know, what to do with it. I'm always amazed because some of us are just born with like liking the vision and the design and knowing that. But most people walking through a home don't have that. That's been a big education for me. So agents a lot of times work with home stagers. They don't have to fully furnish an entire home. They can come in and do partial staging, you know, just bringing color in. Like, when you walk in, if you want to do this on your own and you don't want to rely on someone, if you think of like, what is the best asset in this house? Like, where do I want my eye going? It doesn't mean you need to put a bunch of junk in places to cover things up, but you want to direct the eye towards like the best features. So it's kind of like getting dressed, right? Like, if you think about that. So windows, views are our first choice, or, you know, in a kitchen, like having a great focal point. You want to be mindful about it. There's really low cost ways of creating a feeling in a house without just trying to spend a bunch of money and fill a house, you know, mindlessly. You want to be thoughtful about it.
White walls are a thing, right? So it's better to vision color with white walls versus dark walls and vision white. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because white walls have been such a thing, and they're leaving now because white walls.
Accent walls are still out, people. Accent walls.
Not being an accent
Unless
wall
you're
right
doing
before you list your
wallpaper.
home.
Wallpaper's back.
What about like a wood panel wall, like where it's like white?
Those
Oh,
are
that's
very
70s.
trendy.
That's
Those
very
are
also kind of
trendy.
headed out right now.
Shiplap is kind of on its way out as well.
Bare minimum, but being able to add art or color or something that creates a feeling. Like, you want people to walk in. Too
Texture.
much white feels like a hospital. It feels sterile. It can feel like there's no personality and no warmth. And that's not, you know, people a lot of times they'll leave a house and they won't know why they liked it or didn't like it. Like, you a lot of times can't put it, and you'll talk about this afterwards where it's like, you know, I notice the light and the way the light comes in. And
the umami, isn't it? Like in food, it's like you don't know what it is, but they call it the umami, and it's like that something about it, you don't know what it is. Like,
so much.
my husband is a diehard
sushi?
foodie.
Like,
Diehard. You've never heard of umami? Go
Next episode.
I thought umami was something different.
Umami is
Okay.
like what's in it that you can't describe. That's
Okay.
that's having to do with food.
Right.
And I'm
I was-
hungry. I haven't had breakfast. I'm hungry.
I was thinking.
I know where.
I was thinking unagi, but that's.
I mean, that's good
that's
too.
what
That's
I was
good
thinking.
too.
Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
umami is that like something that it just
Something's off, but you
we
don't know.
trust you because
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
husband is
No.
quite the chef.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll give you that one.
Yeah, he's
Anyway, but
cooking at
yeah.
our Christmas party actually.
But yeah.
Did you sign up for that, or did you just
I
throw
was
him in
like,
there?
Oh,
my
cooking.
God.
Oh
So
no,
excited.
he's just coming. He's just coming.
Oh, I thought
there
you-
for a
I'm
good
joking.
But also,
He's
I'm going to
definitely gonna
piggyback on that
provide
really quick before we get off topic. It also does help the seller in that you've got an older home, you know, you've got orange peel texture. You've got some of the things that are less ideal. You know, there's not cosmetically wrong. You're not trying to hide anything, but having something soften it a little takes the, you know, effect, like, oh God, look at the walls. They're not the texture I love. You don't even notice that. Like if you have drapes that, you know, form curtains that form a window, it's like, oh, I didn't even realize that the window looks out on the freeway. You know, it just softens it too from that aspect. It kind of takes away from if you have little imperfections or, you know, there's a scratch on the floor or something, like you don't automatically go right towards it because your eye is caught by other things as well.
Yeah.
And not trying to hide things, but just
Focal points.
You know,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love
accentuate
listening
what
to
you're.
your perspectives because I'm on a different side of it, right?
Yeah.
I get to hear you guys talking about it's.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of times, I would ask a seller, like, "What do you love about the house?" Because I might walk in and see something, but that I that they've lived with, that they love, and I could look right past it. So asking them what like the best parts of that, living in that home, a lot of times it's like, I love getting up and having my coffee right here. And I'm like, I would have never noticed that sweet little spot. So, putting a chair there so that people, when they come in, will actually take a moment to sit. Little things like that I think it's,
One thing I've noticed as a photographer, your house is beautiful. You love your style, right? It's great. Mm-hmm. You're selling your house. Not everybody has your style, your taste. So simple is better, right? Simple is the ultimate elegance. Keep it clean, keep it nice. We talked about declutter. It's not that your house is ugly one way or the other. It's just you're trying to sell it. It's somebody else that's looking at your stuff. So everybody has a different style.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings on that though, because, well, not to disagree with you, but the higher end you go in homes, like there's nothing that bothers me more than seeing like a beautifully done, like mid-century house with farm style staging.
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
it
Right,
kills
yeah.
me.
Yes,
And
you
so I
have
think a
to
lot of
be-
times people think like, it's fine, just throw staging in there, but it does matter.
Like
Like
the
if you,
chandeliers, like little things.
yeah, if you have a product, like a home, you need to make it
Of course,
the most
like a highlight
amazing
product.
Yeah,
For sure.
I just have
Yeah.
sorry for stagers out there. Stop putting farm chic furniture.
Yes.
You learn anything from today.
Yeah.
It's over.
Mid-century,
Joanna
no.
had her moment.
Is it me or a lot of the agents in the area becoming stagers now?
Oh, it's happening.
I think you kind
Yeah.
of go through a period in real estate where you kind of have to do everything. If you're not on a team, if you
Yeah.
don't have that support, like you're a one-stop shop. Either you have a partner who's a stager and somebody who you can get, because we kind of got into a moment too with so much going on that it was really hard to get stagers in properties. Like
Yeah.
they were really backed
Jessica's
up.
always busy.
She's
Always busy.
and it's a hard business to be in. You're moving constantly.
Yeah.
Well, and
Like,
think
it's
about what
not
you're
ideal.
moving, like big
Yeah.
pieces of furniture
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stuff that you have to have the space.
Those aren't real beds they put in, right? Aren't they air mattresses?
Air
Or-
beds.
Yeah,
It depends.
Air beds, yeah.
I've seen it all.
We don't give away our secrets.
I've seen it all. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of respect for agents who have figured that out on their own. But it's usually a different product getting somebody who uses a professional.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, so let's wind down here.
Okay.
Kelly, what do we got? You're going to close us out? Any last final thoughts? It's a great episode.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Get those home warranties, people.
Yes.
Call
Cass.
Cass.
Call
Call Cass.
K.
Yeah.
Call me.
We
Call
love
with
her.
a K.
We trust her. We believe in you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll put all your information again on the YouTube description that people should like and subscribe, right,
Please
Bobbi?
like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Yeah.
What's our
awesome.
goal?
We can
let's
keep
set a
this thing
goal
going.
so we can throw a party. When,
Our goal, our party goal?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
What
10.
should our goal be?
I'm so out of
Like
touch
10
with.
likes and 10 subscribers.
You keep telling me about different numbers, and I'm like, is that good? Is that good? I don't know.
First one.
Yeah,
What are we aiming for?
Your YouTube short got like 26,000 views. That's huge.
I guess I'm practically famous.
Yeah. Trader Joe's. Your
need
future.
to have
Everyone's going to know
easy.
her.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. We're winding down.
Oh, you're great. All right. Well,
Like and
I think
subscribe.
like and subscribe.
Like
do
and
it.
subscribe. Yeah.
Do we
Comment.
do we still
No.
need a name for the
We'll get back to
podcast?
you.
Are
We'll get
we?
back to you.
We
you
can't do
getting there?
that on the fly. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the next episode we're going to have a guest. Let's make that our goal. That's our
Sounds
goal
good.
for now. Let's get a guest and we'll pick on them instead of us.
Okay.
Perfect.
I will pick on them
Yeah,
instead
the-
of you.
All right. There
The
we go.
viewers need to send us great people who we could get on here and promote.
Yeah, some
Yes.
ideas. Santa Barbara, Slow County. That's kind of our goal there. So all right.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Everybody,
you.
thanks. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Great episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll bring you some more cool stuff. Okay. See you later. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.